Welcome back to another edition of Average Joe News Co. Today we'll be covering a story about a professional AI rage baiter who says that Facebook stories are earning him tens of thousands of dollars per month, as well as an 8-year-old who went fishing in Pennsylvania and caught a piranha. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
Our first story today, a 26-year-old Mississippi man says he makes money by intentionally creating fake AI-generated stories designed to anger or emotionally provoke Facebook users into commenting and sharing. He operates 5 Facebook accounts and claims the strategy can earn him as much as $17,000 per month through Facebook's content monetization program. His process involves inventing outrageous scenarios and pairing them with realistic AI-generated images, making the posts look enough like genuine news or personal stories to fool many viewers. One of his fabricated posts generated about 8.2 million views, demonstrating how quickly emotionally charged fake stories can spread. The creator openly describes himself as a rage baiter and says controversy is essentially the business model. The more people argue, react, and share, the greater the reach and potentially the revenue.
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
I hate this guy very much, and I suppose you probably do too. I would actually respect him if he was just rage baiting with takes around real stories, but making things up online just to make money and to anger people is antisocial and unhinged behavior. Facebook is definitely a smart medium for this grift, I will give him that. Most of the young original users have moved on, and it seems like older generations have a very hard time not unintentionally spreading fake news and misinformation on there.
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you stay categorically?
You are fake news.
I really worry that so much of society today is getting increasingly incapable of critical thinking and pressure testing things that they read online. It's so easy not to scrutinize what you read, and many people are becoming lazy consumers of information where they can't be bothered to be skeptical because of blind trust or lack of awareness that AI and online sources can be biased or straight up fake. If karma is real, this guy is building a lot of bad energy. Stick to angering people by saying stupid things online about real stories like 95% of the trolls on the internet.
Thought you ought to know.
Our second story today, an 8-year-old boy was fishing in Pennsylvania over the weekend when he reeled in what initially seemed like an unusually shaped fish. The catch turned out to be a 9.5-inch, 2-pound piranha, the notorious South American freshwater fish that is definitely not native to Pennsylvania.
You don't say!
Wildlife experts believe the fish was likely an exotic pet that someone released into the lake after no longer wanting or being able to take care of it. Rather than focus on the absurdity of catching a piranha in Pennsylvania, which is absolutely insane, I want to take a moment to emphasize how much of a scumbag the person who released it is.
Scumbag! 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 You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25!
I've always thought that the way people treat animals says a lot about their character, and I know a fish is different to a companion like a dog or a cat, but please, for the love of God, don't purchase pets if you can't handle that responsibility. I lose a little bit of faith in humanity every single time I hear that some idiot has abandoned their pet in circumstances that they likely won't survive because they can't or won't be bothered to make other arrangements for the animal. If you're going to get an animal, understand the responsibilities, time, financial, etc., and don't be an asshole if for some reason your ability to handle those responsibilities have changed. If I see you releasing a piranha in the local lake, I'm snitching and I'm not feeling bad about it. Sorry.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
For sports today, we have the AFC West. I have Denver winning the division again this year with 12 wins. This really comes down to their defense being really, really good, one of the best in the NFL. They've added Jalen Waddle, who's a dynamic wide receiver, who I think is pretty underrated. Bo Nix is not that great of a quarterback in my opinion, but I really think their defense will carry them and keep a lot of their games low scoring. Their offensive depth is a question mark, but again, this prediction is solely based on that strong defense. The Kansas City Chiefs, I'm projecting 10 wins and a bit of a bounce back season this year. Really, this is based on Mahomes combined with Kenneth Walker joining as their running back. They also have a good defense, and this is really going to depend on whether or not Mahomes can come back from injury. I do think his voodoo magic will be strong this year. I think he'll play pretty well, assuming that they can keep him healthy. The biggest weakness for the Chiefs is their offensive line was very bad last year, and again, with Mahomes' health in question coming back, if he's getting sacked as much as he was last year, it's going to be really, really hard to keep him on the field. I have him at 10 wins, but I think that could change very, very very quickly if he's taking a lot of pressure. The Chargers, I have them at 9 wins. Justin Herbert is very good. They're a physical team in the trenches that did really well last year despite all of the injuries. I do think their limitation is their lack of skill position talent, and they're playing in a really tough division, which, as I mentioned, Denver and Kansas City both have really strong defenses, so playing both of those teams twice is going to be very, very difficult for a team that didn't put up a lot of points last year. In the bottom of the division, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. They have an improved offensive line, a good young running back with Ashton Genty, who didn't quite play up to his potential last year, as well as a really good tight end in Brock Bowers. Ultimately, I really don't see them performing well because of their tough quarterback situation between Kirk Cousins and rookie Fernando Mendoza. They have a thin wide receiver room, and really the biggest thing in this is their defense is rough overall, especially their secondary. I think that's going to keep them firmly in last place this year. Okay, last up, we have weather for our natural disaster would you rather today. We have avalanche versus flood. I'm going to keep this simple. I'm taking flood. I've talked about this rationale in the past, but I can swim. I think boats are relatively plentiful and around. I think that with a little bit of adaptation, I could find my way out of a flood and get to safety. An avalanche just seems too fast and too powerful and too hard to avoid. Again, if you're at the bottom of a mountain and the avalanche starts rolling, you're only going to have probably minutes to react. So I'm taking my chances in a flood, and hopefully that's not a stupid decision. That's been another episode of Average Joe News Co. Thanks again for checking us out as always. We'll be back again next week with a fresh round of new episodes. Have a great weekend. Play the music.